Robin Lord Taylor and Drew Powell.
What's up, Chicago? Thank you.
What's up, Chicago? What's up?
Well, welcome, guys. Have you guys had a great weekend so far? All your tables have looked very busy.
It's been incredible. I mean, I was thinking, with this third year, about a year maybe, with years it was, whatever, but like, it's been a couple of years, and I was like, maybe people won't show up, because you feel like you keep going back to the same place, and then we have so many people that we've all seen before, and then so many new people coming to say hi, and it's like, I'm from the area, go Hawks, and and he's really
Iowa represent Indiana, where my Hoosiers at?
The Lakers.
Anyway, it's so great, the love is so amazing, so we love you guys, thank you so much.
So, season 4. What can we say about it? Incredible. You guys, this season by far, to me, has been like the most physical of all of them. I mean, all of you guys are getting your butts kicked or kicking other people's butts. How is that, the physical part of it, after this long amount of time, that you're still just really going?
It's funny, do you guys find like, so Norm is our stunt coordinator, and like, I feel like the more we do the show, the more he's like, no, David's got this, he's fine, you know, you don't need a double, he's got this, you know, like we, you know, between the three of us, we're like throwing ourselves into it, but it's just more out of passion. And you know, I've said this before, but like when you're doing stunts, you're always riding that line between hurting yourself. Like you want to get as close to hurting yourself without hurting yourself, you know, because that's what looks real. But yeah, I think we're all sort of learning that and just really settling into it.
For me, like this, you know, the Grundy thing is the most physical thing I've ever had to do, and most of the time, thanks, Mom. Most of the time, you know, you start from. You know, I think about it, and I think about the character, and I get into it that way, from the inside out. And for Grundy, it was very much from the outside in. You know, I started lifting weights like a madman, and trying to, look, when they tell you, you know, you're going to be naked on national television, or mostly naked, is a great motivator. And I'm glad I lived far away from Chicago and your pizza. That would have been really hard. But, yeah, it was really, for me, it was all, physicality was huge, and I took pride in doing the stunts because that was part of this role. I don't want to be a hero, but, you know, in this particular role, especially for the fighting stuff in the Narrows, I really wanted to do as much of that as possible. So, you know, Norm is awesome. He's an Emmy Award nominee for a reason, but, yeah, this has been fun.
Yeah, when you were prepping for Grundy, you know, you did a lot of your workout videos and posted your workouts on your social media. So I made shirts for him, and we had a new slogan for him, and it was "Go Grundy" or "Go Home."
Yeah, it's my son's favorite shirt.
Well, speaking of physicality too, we have this guy right here who's like becoming. Which is like the best thing is like seeing him. You know, the physical changes is much a part of the emotional too. It's really, yeah, he's nailing it.
Yeah, and you've been doing, you know, you've been taking martial arts.
Yeah, it's especially at the beginning of this season. I was doing a lot of like every episode. It seemed to have like 3 different huge fights, and I was taking guys that were like 3 times my size down. It was like, and it was so funny because they were all like such big guys with like so much martial arts training, and they were like so excited to get like beat up by me because you know I'm Bruce Lee. They're like, I can't wait to get beat up by Batman. I was like, you know, in real life, like I would never be able to beat you up. But yeah, but it's like what Robin was saying. We just had a fight. Like our last, we just finished season 4 like a month ago, or no, not even. It feels like a month. It's been so long, I miss it so much. But yeah, it's only been like 2 weeks, but like our I think it was my very last day or my second to last day. I had a fight. It wasn't even a big fight, but oh no, it was my last day. Yeah, and it was kind of a big fight. I was taking down 2 guys, and I don't want to give away too much, but the stunt guys were like, oh yeah, we'll just tell you on the day. It's no big deal. And then I get there, and it's like like a 2-minute long involved fight, and I start freaking out. I'm like, okay, I don't know if I can do this, but it's been so much fun. I really, you know, I have learned so much about physicality and about fighting and about stunt coordination through these past 4 years, and it's been so much fun. And, I know we're doing something right when people come up to me and they're like, like, oh, like you seem like you're a really, what kind of training do you have? You look like you can take down anybody, because I can't at all. And I have barely any martial arts training. It's all fake. But I'm so glad that, you know, it's coming off that way, and that we're making it look like, you know, this is Batman. This is somebody that can take it.
Well, and it's been so cool to see the progression. And we've been privileged enough to talk to you guys on the stage for years now. And I always remember seeing David and go, no, it's a little Bruce Wayne. Check it out, it's a little Bruce Wayne. I haven't seen you in a while. I just saw him backstage. He's taller than me. And I was like, oh shit, it's Batman. So, I mean, it's been awesome to watch, you know, all of you guys grow professionally. You grow as a man. And it's, again, I just can't thank you guys enough for doing what you do and entertaining us all with Gotham and everything else that you do, right?
And how wonderful is it to look out there and see the cosplayers and people dressing up like your characters or other characters from the show? I mean, that is pretty amazing.
We have microphones. We're going to remind everybody we have 2 microphones, so you can line up to ask these guys a question. Right now, you have a 100% chance of your question being asked.
We've got some, what did I call it earlier? Arkham Asylum chic going with it. That's amazing.
Hello.
Hi. Arkham.
I guess we're going to. It's not good. What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Carrie from Lake Zurich, which is 20 So a lot of crazy stuff has happened in the last few episodes. I was wondering if there were any scripts that you read that made you just be like, oh my god, what is happening?
Every single one.
Pretty much.
That's Gotham.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't know. Yes. I don't know, they're all,
Yeah, we can't tell you anything else, so we have to kill you.
It's, I really can't.
Stay tuned.
The finale is always, like, every year. This year in particular, because, you know, every season builds on the next. This year in particular, I would say, yeah, safely, that's the episode where we read and we were like, oh, holy moly. So, yeah, get excited.
Prepare yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go over here. What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Ricky. I'm from Detroit, Michigan.
Hey, what's up, Ricky? Yeah.
What's up, Ricky? Yeah, my question is, with the Gotham villains with their uprising and Bruce becoming more of a vigilante, will we see more of him being in front of like Mr. Freeze or even Grundy?
Yes.
Yeah, you will.
I will. Yeah, I mean, Bruce is definitely like you said, Bruce is rising as a vigilante. He's not wearing a mask at this moment. Obviously, he will in the future. He'll go down that path. But as of now, I mean, we saw in the last couple episodes, he's actively trying to take down Jerome, trying to find him, bring him back. Oh shoot! I just realized something might not be caught up. Okay, yes, he will. I'll speak more vaguely. Yes, he. If you're not caught up, it's your fault. Okay.
That's right. Your fault.
You should be caught up.
One big spoiler alert.
Okay.
Stop posting these people that post like spoiler alert. Man, if it airs in America, you gotta prepare yourself for the fact that it's gonna be out there. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to these other weird people posting no spoilers, but a sad face on my Instagram. So help me. So I gotta get that off my chest. Carry on.
What he said, and also, so Bruce is definitely going to be getting out there, and he is going to be active. This last span of however many episodes we have left at the end of the season, I mean, it's already started. For those of you that are caught up, there's a huge breakout of villains that are roaming around the city, and it's going to take all the good guys, including Bruce, and especially Bruce, to put them back where they belong, or where good guys think they belong. So yeah, Bruce is definitely going to be taking down our classic villains and being more face-to-face with everybody.
It was fun to have that in last episode, that group of the iconic villains. That was a neat. It was a pretty quick scene, but it was a neat. It was a great photo op anyway.
Yes, thank you.
It's on over here.
Hi, my name's Christian. Originally from Chicago, but I live in Alaska now.
Whoa! All right.
As you do.
That's a commute.
My question's for all three of you. When you guys originally got the pilot script, what was your thought on it? Because every other iteration of Batman is from Bruce's perspective. What were you guys thinking from Detective Jim Gordon's? what did you think about that?
It's like, I hope I get this job, please. Please, God, I need a job. That's the first thing I thought. Yeah, no, I think all of us, I mean, you know, that's the exciting thing that drew everybody to this project. I mean, it was just the fact that to take something like Batman and tell it from a different perspective and to offer all of us to play little parts in that. And then, but, you know, and also having like Bruce Wayne, not Batman, Bruce Wayne be the center, you know, watching him grow up, I think it was just really exciting. It brought it, you know, anchored it back down to like real human experience and human, you know, what, you know, regular people all go through, which is, I think, again, one of the most attractive things about the Batman series, is that these are mortal,
mortally fluid.
You get what I mean. It's comic book, we have fun.
But, you know, the one criticism that I don't hear so much anymore, but I always used to hear from people, most of them that didn't ever really watch the show, was like, why would I watch a show about Batman without Batman? And I never understood that, because it's like, you've got a million places where you can watch Batman. This is something different. This is the idea, it's a prequel. It's the idea of, and you know, okay, if you don't want to see a prequel, that's fine, but I always love that part of it, that we get to see all of these things before all of the other Batman stuff that we know and love. So I'm really proud of them. They've really stuck with that. I really hope that the last scene of the show is, you know, V putting on that cowl.
This guy right here.
I do too.
Thank you.
Thanks. I think one of my favorite things about the show is that we've got to learn more about different people as well. Huge shout out to Mr. Sean Pertwee, who's just been phenomenal as well. And
who's drunk on a beach in Thailand right now. Probably.
I told you, he always looks like he just stepped off of a cruise ship. So.
Right. Live via satellite, just kidding. But, you know, we got to actually feel something for the character of the Penguin and fall in love with Butch, who then got to transition into this character that we know and love. And we also, you know, got to wave our fists when Bruce was being a little shit. And now we get to root for him for kicking some serious ass. So I think that's the beauty of the show. That's why we all love it, right? Yeah.
How many of you wanted him to be grounded? Because I am the mother of like a 15-year-old boy, and I was like, don't ever, no.
You gotta make your own mistakes. No, where are my teenagers at? Yeah.
Let's hear it for the team.
Right here.
All right. Over here. What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is December, and this is Morticia. We have 4 girls between my husband and I, and they're all the, you know, they like the superheroes. This is my villain girl. So Robin, she wants to know if she could have a hug.
Of course, yes, absolutely.
Nice.
Hi.
Morticia. How about that? I love it. She was destined to be a good player.
You have the best name ever and also the best shirt ever. Girl power, right? Give it up for girl power. Yeah! Awesome. Fun today.
That's 2. So we now officially reached our hug quota for the panel. Just to let everybody know. So.
Hey. What's up? Hey.
Please. Over here.
Hi, my name's Garrett. I'm from Chicago. My question is for you, Robin.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Penguin fan. You know, I'm always a huge sucker for the mob boss kind of villains. And throughout season 1, you know, you see the Penguin is simply an umbrella boy who's trying to work his way up, and he's kind of trusting of everybody, like Fish Mooney. You know, everybody. He wants to be everybody's friend. And, you know,
he wants you to think he wants to be everybody's friend, but continue, yes.
But he's kind of learned with like the Riddler and like the little boy that, you know, relationships are truly a weakness. And Martin.
Yes, Martin.
And he's learning that relationships are a weakness. In the comics, you know, he really tries to keep his relationships just professional.
Yeah.
Would you like to see the Penguin turn into strictly professional, or would you like to also have him intimate relationships with people as well?
I mean, you know, again, like, I love seeing the character develop and transform as, like, almost as close to, like, a real person does. You know, like, you experience things and you learn from them and move along. Also, like, your relationships with people change in Gotham, and you're using people and your allies one minute and then your enemies the next. You know, he's learning all of this. Similar to what Drew said about David, and that, like, what the last season, or the last scene would be, is, like, seeing, you know, Bruce Wayne put on the cowl. Like, for Oswald, I think it would be like, the last scene should be him just, like, completely cold, like it's all shut off. You know, it's like his heart is his weakness, but you know, what he's learning is, like you said, it's also, it's his weakness, and it's going to lead to his downfall. So yeah, but I like that he's learning that, and I like, you know, like that's the good stuff from the actor's perspective. You know, like that's the fun stuff that we play around with these characters, and it's not just two-dimensional, you know. So yeah, thanks for your question.
And I would just like to say, I like his final scene to just be him sitting in the ice bar lounge. You know,
getting wasted. That's right.
Eating a
Me
pizza.
too. We're gonna have real stuff in that scene too. I don't care what Zach says. I'm just kidding.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, man.
Your scenes with Corey Enigma are amazing, and they're always very thought-provoking, and they inspire a bunch of feelings. And you know, I'm sure I'm not the only one here that like openly gasped and kind of squealed a little bit. The scene on the pier.
Oh yeah.
Where he says, "I hope we never have to come to the pier again."
That was.
Anyone else like get all of the feels when that happened?
I was so sick of shooting on that godforsaken pier, the coldest spot in the tri-state area. It is that pier, is the coldest spot. Working with Corey is awesome, and you know, it's really great. You know, seeing again, like I said before, you know how relationships in this city change, and you know, and it's been, you know, really gratifying to see how the two of them are navigating Gotham together, either separate as enemies or together as allies. So yeah, it's fun. Right on. Hi.
All right, thank you. Oh, over here.
Hi, my name's Damona.
Hi.
And what's your favorite scene?
True.
Of the whole series or just this season?
The whole series.
Man, I knew you were gonna say that. I don't have one favorite. It's like choosing your favorite child, and I only have one child, so that's pretty easy. But I think it would be a toss-up between the rooftop scene with Penguin and Fish in season 1, and then I mean, I would be remiss if I didn't say that the Grundy reveal was pretty great. And I love that they really stuck to the comics. I mean, that's almost frame for frame the original comic in 1944, and I love that. It was a real pain in the butt to shoot. We were out in Staten Island in the middle of the night, and I'm stepping on rocks and cutting up my feet and trying to look mean and weird. But it was such a birthing process of that character, and I'll never forget that.
I always say, yeah, like Drew said, it's really hard to pick one scene. So I always go to my, you know, the one I always say is the pier scene from the very first episode with me and Jim Gordon. That's probably my favorite, because I was like, that's when I knew, I really, really felt that we had something special for me, you know. So yeah, thank you for, oh wait, yeah, I'm sorry. And thank you so much. Next one.
Villain in real life too. I mean, like these guys said, I don't want to say it for the 4th time, but I will, because why not? It's really hard to pick a favorite scene. There's so much.
It's like picking your favorite child. Oh wait.
It's like picking your favorite child. But I think my favorite, but definitely one of my favorite, if not my favorite, probably my favorite, is the very last scene of season 3 when Bruce puts on a mask, or takes off. He puts on a mask, beats up some thugs, and climbs up a building super fast, and then looks out on Gotham. Similarly to a certain comic book character that we know. So that was. It looked nothing like that when we were actually shooting it. I was in the middle of a stage with a bunch of green screens around me. Like I was on the floor, but it was seeing it was amazing, and so just because of the iconography of that, I think that was my favorite. But great question.
All right, thank you. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm from Chicago. The question I wanted to ask was for all of you, because I know that you each have to play like a different kind of character, but throughout the seasons, have you noticed like any different like similarities between you and the character, like any?
He smells like a swamp.
I smell like a swamp. I really do.
Yeah,
That's true.
He smells delightful. Everyone go give him a hug. It'll be $30. Just kidding.
I mean, like how you can relate to the character.
Yeah, no, of course. I've always appreciated Butch's loyalty. It's something I try to have in my life as much as I can. So there are those elements. It's hard when you're a villain because there's a lot of parts of the character that you don't want to relate to. But you do at some point have to bring some part of yourself to the role. Grundy was a little more difficult because Grundy is but I think even with Grundy there's this element of I still somewhere in there's a gentle giant. There's this kind of you feel for Grundy. I always prefer to play the anti-hero to the villain. Because that's just more interesting to me. So like I love when people say like, oh, I know Butch or I know Grundy's supposed to be bad, but I really feel for him. I'm really rooting for him. That's always to me a win because that's in my mind more fun to play.
Same. Yeah, definitely. But for me, it would be like it would be Oswald's ambition and also his commitment to excellence. Like I would say, like that's where he's always striving for excellence, which is, I would say, one thing that I can confidently say that I try and do. Not always successful, clearly. But yeah, no, it would be those two things for me.
There's a couple things for Bruce. I mean, he's gonna be Batman. He's a pretty phenomenal human being. One thing I strive to be like with him is I strive to come close to his willpower and to his endurance, because he is the most persistent. I mean, he does not give up. That's kind of the definition of Batman. He is somebody that is, as an adult, as Batman, he is able to compete on the level of an alien from Krypton and Green Lantern and all these people with extraordinary superhuman abilities, and he is not superhuman in any way, shape, or form. And he's able to compete with them on this level because of his persistence in improving his physical and mental game. And that's something that I wish to have. I really strive to have that. I think something I do relate to him with is his compulsivity. I'm extremely compulsive. If I start something, I have to finish it, no matter if the world's gonna end. If I do, I still do it because if I start, there's just certain things that I have to do. And Bruce, we saw that from the very beginning when he was sifting through boxes and boxes and boxes of files, and Alfred walked in like, "You're crazy, you're not sleeping." And Bruce was like, "Shut up, you're a butler, leave." And he just didn't care. Like that's something that I can definitely relate to, and I saw in myself. And especially this season, the other thing that I see in myself with Bruce is his adolescent rebellion. Kind of. Obviously I didn't take it to the extreme that he did, and I don't think I took it to any. I don't think I rebelled in any real way, but I definitely understand those feelings that he's going through, and kind of that need that I feel like most teenagers feel, that kind of need for independence when you get to a certain age. And obviously he was kind of going through those things for a more deep and intense reason. He killed somebody. I didn't kill anybody. But I felt that. I felt what he was going through.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job, by the way. Do your arms get tired? So good. How do you do rutabaga? Rutabaga? Rutabaga. She's good. Give it up. Nice. You know what's up.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name? Where you from?
Hi, I'm Michaela. I'm from Rockford, and I'm actually a theater student, and we put on Jekyll and Hyde, and I look towards your guys' performance to actually get into character quite often.
There's a lot of Hyde up here for sure.
Yeah, well, we had to do a leg limp, and then a slouch, and then we had to be aggressive. And I was wondering, for more of your emotional scenes, how do you bring forth that emotion? Because you guys bring it forth so well.
It becomes, I don't know, I don't want to speak for these guys, but for me, it becomes, it's a technique. Your technique as an actor, we practice this, we work at this, that's what it's for. It's finding, being able to access your emotional center but also protecting yourself, like not like, you know, abusing yourself, but, you know, being able to access those emotions. And it becomes like, the best thing about Gotham is that we get to do this for 9 months of the year, and we are all better actors for it. I mean, it's just like using those tools that we were taught, you know, before this whole thing started. So, yeah, for me, that's what it is. Right?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's a muscle. And, you know, acting is a muscle, just like any other thing. If you don't work it, you know, you lose it. And like Robin said, we're forced to work it so intensely without stop for 9 months, and it definitely helps. But yeah, I think, especially at this point, 4 years in, whenever I have an emotional scene or something, you know, somebody gets kidnapped, because that happens kind of often, and I need to look for them and I'm desperate, you know. I don't even need to, you know, sometimes what I do if I'm not familiar with the characters, I'll try to think of a character or a person in my life that's kind of has a similar relationship to the person, you know, in Bruce's life. But at this point, I don't even do that anymore, because I feel like when I step into Bruce, I am Bruce. And when I care about Alfred, I care about Alfred. I'm not caring about somebody that's like Alfred in my life. I'm caring about Alfred. I'm caring about Selena. I'm caring about Gordon. And you know, it's yeah, I don't want to say it's become easier, but it definitely has become easier to be Bruce and to access the emotion just through him, and just to channel into what he's feeling at that moment, and just to kind of step into that.
One of the things I love about this show is the ensemble and how everybody comes prepared. You know, like it was great in the recent episodes to work with Robin again, because I know every time I come to work with him, you know, he's going to be prepared. He knows his lines. He brings his A game, and it makes it so much easier for me because it's there, and that's true of everyone in the cast. I mean, I don't know about David. I never worked with that guy, but I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's okay. But that is one.
I heard you suck.
Oh, who told you that? But that's one of the things that's so special about this show, and it's unfortunately not true on every show, that everyone is as committed as each other to bring in their best work. And so as a young actor, you know, I would say, you know, make sure you do your part. Make sure you come prepared. Make sure you know your stuff. And the other thing I want to reiterate that Robin said is to protect yourself, because I don't buy into this thing where you have to live it. It's acting, you know. So you do that here, and then you live over here. And you gotta try to keep those things as separate as well.
So, and also the other thing too is that, I'm gonna speak for both.
Please do.
Dare me. No, but the show is so grand and so big, and the stakes are always so high for our characters that, like, you know, it's really not hard to like get there. You know what I mean? Like, we're shooting in these massive sets. You know, yeah, like in the freezing cold, you know, your emotions are always just kind of high anyway, because it's just a massive machine, so much going on. So yeah, anyway, thank you.
Great question.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey there.
Hi, my name's Kaylin, and I have 2 questions. Can you give a shout out to my friend, because his name's Michael, and if I don't ask, he's going to shoot me.
What up, Michael? Thank you for watching.
Please don't shoot her.
Right. And then the other is, like, did you try out for other parts, or did you try out for the part that just did?
Yeah.
I tried out for Bruce.
I tried out for Poison Ivy and I didn't get it. And then, you know, I read for Oswald, and it's okay.
I actually read for Bullock first, and then they said some dude named Donald Lowe got it. Never heard of him. But I was lucky that I got another crack at another role. I was lucked out. I was lucked out on that.
Yeah, I was kidding. I read for Oswald first. Yeah, so I didn't really read for Poison Ivy.
You would have been great.
I'm shocked. I thought that was a real story.
Okay, before I say something else. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Over here, what's your name? Where are you from?
Hi, my name is Anshu. I'm born and raised here in Chicago, Illinois. My question is for David, and we got to see you put on the Batman suit for the first time. How was it like for actually putting on the suit, whether it be in set, in your trailer, like how was it like putting on the suit for
the first time, or just, you know, every time I did it?
For the first time.
First time it was amazing. the next couple times it got hot because we were shooting in the summer, and it was like a leather jacket. But the first time it was phenomenal. I mean, it just felt incredible. We did a couple fittings to get the mask right. I had to do a face mold, like they had a lady come in and cover my face in what was like Play-Doh kind of, and get a mold of my face so that the mask would fit me. Yeah, when I put it all on when we first shot, we were doing a scene on the stage. It was a green screen thing of like me on the roof, and I'm taking off my mask, and first time, and I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. It was an amazing feeling. It felt like, wow, I really am. You know, because before that it was 3 years of playing Bruce Wayne, which is amazing. I mean, I've talked so much about how Bruce Wayne is an amazing character, but it's not. You know, Batman is a completely different character. And this was the first time that I really got to play this other side of this, you know, obviously more iconic version of this character. And so it was an amazing feeling, and it was hard not to get lost in it. I remember not the first time I put on like the real leather one that Lucius gave me, but in the first scene, and I was just kind of wearing like the balaclava. We were doing a scene in like the bank, and I was like intimidating Mr. Penn. I don't know if you guys remember. It was the season 4 premiere, and like in the rehearsal, I had the mask on, I had the jacket on, and then like the lights went off and like they flickered off, and I was like silhouette. And I just got so into it. I was like, well, full Batman voice. And he was like, David, no. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, I forgot. But it's really hard not to get lost in it. And yeah, but it's just, it was a phenomenal feeling. I don't even know how to explain it.
And my last question is for all three of you. Now we know we have Bruce and Selina, we also have Penguin and Riddler, but I just wanted to ask you guys, who do you personally would like to have more of an interaction with? Like, whether it be Bruce and Poison Ivy, Penguin with Harley Quinn, Grundy with Riddler, like anybody. Who would you like to have more interaction with in the show?
Grundy.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Not one scene.
I know.
Man, you guys I'm gonna say this. Well, I love working with David. This happened like maybe 2 or 3 times now at this point.
So much fun.
And it's been so much fun, and like we never ever get that. So I think like I'm hoping season 5 happens.
Just
tell your friends. And yeah, I hope like going forward, like as Penguin like becomes more, you know, see where he goes at the end of the season. He starts, you know, really, you know, there's a friendship or you know, like either they're gonna be allies
or an animosity.
And it's well, obviously it ends up in animosity, but it'd be interesting to see where it starts, you know. So yeah, I would say working with David and Sean.
Penguin.
Yeah.
Penguin.
Yeah, right. There it is.
Hashtag it. Put it out there. I know you guys want it.
Bruce is gonna be Oswald's publicist in season 5. So everyone get excited. Anyway, thanks.
All right.
Hi, I'm Jason. I wanted to ask, we talked about Robin's amazing transformation throughout the series, but in this season in particular, Drew and David have played a simpler, kind of different version of their characters. You know, perfectly channeling Solomon Grundy from the Super Friends, you know, just League of Doom days, and did the carefree Playboy. Like, did you like that, or did you find it limiting because it was kind of that simpler, or did you have fun with it? Like, how was it being those simpler versions of your character?
Yeah, it was great. I was thrilled to be a part of the canon, for one. You know, Butch is great, and I did be more in the loss of Butch a little bit, you know, because I really grew attached to him. But you know, maybe now he's back, I don't know. But yeah, Grundy was a great challenge. The thing about Grundy is, it's hard to, like, you know, we're on a TV show, so this isn't a movie, we don't have a budget for, like, you know, CGI or a big silicone suit, you know, so we really had to get creative with how we did it, and, but I feel really proud about, you know, it was a real team effort with makeup and hair, wardrobe, and, you know, just getting everything right, and that was fun. I mean, you could only do dumb Grundy for so long before, you know, so that was the tricky part is, you know, I was glad that the storyline is going where it's going now, but you said it very well. It was simpler, kind of. Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot initially.
Thank you.
Playboy Bruce was a lot of fun.
No, he loved that.
There it is.
So, we've only got a couple minutes left, and Dave has no idea. But this is where I'm gonna lose it. This is our last panel together, and we all got together and we made something for you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
I still got one more panel to do. Thank you guys, I love you guys.
Amazing.
Hey, and honest to goodness, you're one of the best at doing this, and we really appreciate it, man.
Absolutely, we're so lucky.
lucky.
We are so lucky to be able to share the stage with you as many times as we have, and you've been so kind, and you really know your stuff.
Yeah.
We get interviewed a lot by a lot of people, and the fact that you care and you pay attention, it's just a huge testament to your character, man. So, you know, thank you so much.
And you got that eyebrow thing going, bro. Come on! Keep it up, everybody!
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Guys, I'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Sweet home Chicago. Appreciate y'all.